Good morning and welcome to this module of my Return to Yourself workshop. The purpose of this module is to help participants recognize shame as a learned survival response and practice relating to it in a new way. So many of us were taught that certain emotions were too much, or they were sinful, or they were dramatic. And when that happened, our shame became internalized and it became self-policing. So we would, refrain from showing certain emotions so as not to be too much or not to be in sin or not to be dramatic. Um, I can remember being a kid and telling my mom something and her saying, "Oh, stop, you're just being dramatic." And I think a lot of us have experienced that. So what happens when we internalize that shame? Our body contracts, our voice gets smaller, and it's important for us to remember that shame isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's often just evidence that you've adapted to your environment. So today we're going to talk about Greenspan's 3 skills. And in one of the previous modules, I talked about Miriam Greenspan and her book, and her framework for attending to, befriending, and surrendering to our emotions. So that first part of attending to your emotions is basically learning to pause and notice your emotion in the body. The next step would be befriending that emotion and letting it be felt without needing to fix it or fixing it, just letting the emotion exist. And then the third part of surrendering is allowing the wave to move through instead of resisting it. So this ties into what we're doing in this module because it becomes a part of our nervous system regulation. When we update that default mode network, we're interrupting that habitual self-criticism and we're letting ourselves pause and notice those emotions, letting those emotions be felt, and then allowing the wave to move through instead of, oh, not letting it in, not letting it show, not letting it be. So in this, attending to, befriending and surrendering to our emotions, we are self-regulating. We're regulating our nervous system. So we're going to do an exercise, and the exercise is going to help us sit with shame differently. So I want you to recall a mild recent moment of embarrassment or self-judgment. Take a minute and try to think of a moment where you were embarrassed or you felt like you needed to judge yourself for something. Maybe you said to yourself, "Oh, I'm such a bad mom," or I'm so forgetful. Okay, so whatever it was that happened that brought you to this moment of embarrassment. Okay, does everybody have their moment? If you need, we'll give another about 30 seconds or so. Okay, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about that moment and think about, where do you feel this in your body? Take some breaths. If you're not feeling it, if you're having a hard time feeling it, that's okay. Let's settle in. Think about that moment and where do we feel it in our body? And what posture is your body taking? Are you starting to slouch over? Are your shoulders dropping? What's going on? Stay with this sensation. Don't fix it. Just let your body feel and let your body be. You don't need to fix it right now. And this is natural. We all experience this. Okay, now can you soften that feeling of embarrassment, that feeling of self-judgment? Can you soften it around 5%? Maybe some deep breaths will help. Can you say internally, you're allowed to be here? This shame, it's allowed to be here. This embarrassment, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel shame. It's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay to judge yourself. And that mistake you made or that thing you said, we soften it. You're not actually a bad mom. You're not stupid. I want you to take 3 slow breaths and imagine the emotion moving or changing shape. Let's just sit here with that. Has your posture changed? Has the feeling in your body changed? What's going on? Just notice right now, just notice. Okay, I want us to talk about a few things now. The first question that we're going to talk about here is what shifted when you stopped trying to fix the emotion? What shifted? And we'll give you about a minute to share with the person to your left and to your right. Share one thing that shifted with the person to your left and the person to your right. And the next thing we're going to share with our partners is what surprised you. So, what feelings surprised you? What movements surprised you? What shifts surprised you? What surprised you in that entire experience? You can just pick one thing. It could just be the feeling you felt in the beginning. Go ahead and do that now. And the last question is, did the intensity change when you befriended it? So once you befriended that emotion, did the intensity behind it change? When you let it be okay, did the intensity in your body change? So the idea behind this module was to remind our body that we don't need to eliminate emotions. We just need to change our relationship with them. Let those darker emotions be okay and let them feel safe within you. That's going to change your self structure. The parts of you that were shamed are often parts carrying your vitality. So let them be okay. Let them share their feeling and let them exist without fixing. Thank you for being here.